Let's go! It's time! Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. Whole day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Finger bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Altman, joined by a whole bunch of beautiful men today. Pork Chop, Houday Joe, and Big Savage Greg. What's up, fellas?
Houday, fellas.
Happy Monday.
Man, I was watching the end of that start of the show, panning around the stadium. Can't wait to be back. Oh, my God.
I know, man.
That was Buffalo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that one was. If it wasn't Buffalo, it was a playoff game. But I'm pretty sure it was Buffalo. That was so electric that night. It's crazy to even think about it. But, yeah, we're going to rank some quarterbacks here in a little bit. But first, we can just kind of see how everybody's day's been. I will say me and Pork Chop stayed up till about, 5 o'clock on here? Just bullshitting last night.
You stayed up till 5. I stayed up for another hour and a half maybe.
And to answer Crip, the cold streak continues, buddy. And when I got off of here, there's always the sliding glass door is at least not locked here. And, every door was locked. Just to be assholes, I reckon. So I had to climb in a window about 5 in the morning to get in my own home.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
I was not very happy. And then Marissa woke up because it's window into the bedroom. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you locked every freaking door. I've been pounding on the door for 10 minutes, you asshole. So, cold streak continues. Just nothing good going on lately.
Yeah, I don't think either of you would have been in the mood after you broke into the house.
Yeah, really.
Hey, Dale, I know we talked about it before we went to bed, but my cold streak also continues.
Yeah. I was hoping. I said, you just need to go up there and just whip that thing out.
No.
It doesn't work that way. It always sounds good,
Yeah. Just
going
real
whip this
confident.
out, and she's going to be all over it.
Yeah, she's going to be so
right. Starving her out.
It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But one good thing, we had Brad freaking Robbins on yesterday, and I went back and I've only probably listened to 5 or 10 minutes of it, but I was like, man, I think that went pretty well from the little I listened to it. So pretty excited.
He made it
about
easy.
That. He was great.
He's a good dude.
Not only that, but I made another best friend, man. That dude. Me and him.
July 1st, right?
Yeah,
July
1st.
Have you gotten a confirmation that he's going?
Greg, did you know he's going to be down there July 1st? He's going to
Dude, I saw that dude. I think he's going to come, man. You kept talking him into it, bro.
He drilled it into his head so much that
I'm going to send him a DM too, man, just to
What's
remind
up, Braden? That's my nephew.
Oh, hey.
My nephew is
Oh,
Batman. We always your nephew's Batman.
I didn't know that.
It is.
What's up, Crip? Matt?
What's up?
Yeah, Crip. Just think though, when the streak is broken one of these days, maybe in Vegas, Chop
all right, man.
make the Super Bowl.
I got 2 new girlfriends, right? There they are.
Oh yeah, I want to mention this too because Jay come on the show a month or so ago. Man, he was easy to talk to, and he's always been so nice to everybody. He doesn't big time anybody. It's not like, well, I work at the Athletic and you're just peasant podcaster. It's like I've never got that vibe from him in any way, shape, or form. So for the podcast listeners, Jay Morrison was let go from the Athletic. They're having a bunch of cuts, and he sadly ended up being one of them. As far as I know, Paul's still on. I didn't hear about that either way. So there will still be Bengals coverage, but both those guys, and they were a great team and great podcast duo as well. So it's going to really suck not having him around. And but I fully expect him to land on his feet somewhere because he's great at what he does. Great guy. And whoever gets him next will be lucky to have him. So I love you, Jay. We hope you land on your feet soon. And you're the freaking man.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. I'm sure he'll land on his feet soon, though.
Yeah, for sure. And then Ken here is saying Pork Chop's going to end up being on the sideline. He's got so many damn best friends.
That's right, man.
On the sideline all season
Get some
long.
field passes.
I'll be down there, man, sitting on the bench, talking these boys up. in between.
Like Greg got 4 passes. He said, "Peace out, bitches. I'm going on my own." Last year,
right? Maybe Greg can help down there with the field too, man. He knows how to take care of the grounds.
When I sent the Glass Eater shirts to Volson and Zeus, I wrote a note. Like I typed up a note, printed it out.
A love note.
Yeah, just like, thanks for what you do, and here's a Glass Eater shirt. Hope you can come on the show sometime. If not, just enjoy. But for Zeus's, I made sure that I name dropped Pork Chop. And I said, hey, Pork Chop's met you a couple times. He really wanted you to have this Glass Eater shirt.
Man.
So
thank you, Joe.
Now I know he's gonna really.
Oh, you're getting him now.
Yeah,
he's gonna wear that in a post-game press conference
and be like, "Shout out Pork Chop! I couldn't have won the game without Pork Chop giving me this shirt."
Probably exactly what'll happen. He'll be like, "Man, I knew I had to go in there and block. I wanted to do it for my team, and I knew Pork Chop was up there to me.
I won one for the chopper.
Bringing it home for the Pork Chop."
That's a good line, Joe.
I'll be on stage in fucking Las Vegas in February, right? Yeah. They'll hand me that bitch and I'll kiss it, and
you'll be in the parade with Zeus,
right?
Like you guys just riding down with the Lombardi, tossing it back and forth on floats,
That's
just
right.
doing your thing.
Yeah, you'll get tackled by security because they'll think you're just some homeless guy.
Did you guys see the golfer thing?
That's why I brought it
up. Breaking news. Browns have their new logo now.
Oh, yeah, for the dog pound.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I thought it was great.
It's a solid logo, I guess.
Yeah. But if that logo will do no good when we beat them.
Yeah, it doesn't help their inbred fans from being inbred.
And it's not their new logo. It's a logo for the dog pound.
Oh, logo for the dog. Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't know what they're going to use it on. Like maybe it'll just be signage around that part of the stadium, or I don't know.
Whatever.
They got one. It's that stupid elf.
Yeah.
The keyboard cookie guy.
Brownie the elf or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That they stole from Notre Dame.
But Joe, the golfer thing, for anyone who hasn't seen it, talk about that.
So great. It's what's the name of the golfer?
I don't even remember. Whoever won some golf tournament recently.
Yeah, I don't follow golf. Whoever it was, help us out in the chat. And so they're out there celebrating. His best friend comes onto the final putting green, is spraying champagne, is all excited for like his best friend. Security thinks it's just some rabid idiot, tackles him, and I mean landed him like a linebacker.
It was a good solid tackle.
It was rough.
Man, this is shit I missed day sleeping.
And then the rest of the security obviously realized it was the guy's buddy really quick, and they're like, "Oh!" And the guy that tackled him, even patting him on the back, probably thinking but don't lose my job
don't
here.
Do us.
I know.
To be fair to the security guy, the guy was wearing some civilian ass looking clothes that you would have no idea that he was part of this group of people. And the way he ran up, I actually think they should be like, "Hey, you actually did the right thing," but
yeah.
It's not a good look.
That's the way it'll be in February out there in Vegas with me.
It was kind of funny because it was the golfer seen it and it just didn't even really rush over to check on his buddy. He was just kind of
It reminded me of that one guy that tried. He jumped onto the baseball field to propose to his girlfriend, and the security just leveled him.
No mercy for that guy.
And that guy, I mean, he didn't even see it coming. I mean, he just
he got folded.
So Ken wants a towel with two of those logos, one to shit on and another to wipe his ass with.
There you go, Ken.
But should we get into quarterback tiers? We're about 10 minutes in. I mean,
yeah, right.
Are we going to do 10 minutes? Are we going to just do 10 minutes of bullshit though today?
10 minutes of bullshit and 60 minutes of content.
I mean, I feel like we had such a great interview with Brad. We could just bullshit for the whole hour and it would be fine. But
we can do whatever we want. It's our show.
But mandatory minicamp was something I was going to title this, and I'm like, oh, it don't start until tomorrow, so. There has players reported? Has anybody seen? Has that really been? I don't think we'll know till tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I don't think we'll know anything.
Yeah. Especially the big one, obviously, will be does Jonah show or not? I seen Colin still talking. He's aiming for week 1. Was out there.
It'll be interesting if TB shows up.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, does he really need it? And that's the thing. I don't know that TV really needs to work, but yeah.
Yeah, any guys that are in last year's deal might not show up.
Yeah.
But the mandatory thing, a lot of them typically are. But I feel like did Hendrickson miss a little of the mandatory as well? It seems to me like he did last year because it seemed like he missed some of the before and then maybe a little of this mandatory. But then he was obviously there like when actual training camp started later.
Yeah, and I don't understand the mandatory versus actual camp. Like, do they start getting fined if they don't show up?
I think the fines might increase, but I could just be BS. Like this mandatory minicamp thing is only like it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's 3 days. And then I feel like they almost get a little break, but I'm not 100% on that. And then they're coming back to training camp, which obviously is supposed to also be mandatory. But obviously, that's like a multi-week thing. So if you're missing that, those days probably pile up. Whereas if you miss these 3 days, it's 3 days and it's probably, for these guys, that's probably a drop in the bucket for most of them if they miss the 3. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see who shows up. Hopefully everybody's there.
Hell yeah.
Ready to work, ready to compete. Nobody's going to be given a right tackle job, I don't think.
Hope there's a Cheeto sign soon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he's back because we heard Cheeto kind of maybe the injury was worse. So if he's back and then maybe that's false, I feel a lot better about our cornerback room. But yeah, so we'll bring up this tier maker list here, Joe, and some of these guys are hard to tell who the hell they even are, and I think they're backups and stuff. So we'll try to definitely get the ones that we know. And the listing is S, A, B, C, D, but S obviously we're going to go with just as like the top level superior. Yeah. And then A, B, C, D. So
D stands for the D. If the S is for superior, the D is for dog shit.
Yep.
Yeah. And you guys can give us your input in the chat as well. Maybe if we kind of put one in a slot and then we'll go back at the end and maybe, adjust it around or move guys above other guys because we'll try to then put it in order left to right too. If they're in the same, like if they're A's, okay, who's 1A, 1B,
right,
or 1A, 2A, 3A, I should say. So yeah, just starting out, it looks like that's Josh Allen there,
right?
That's
Josh
the first
Allen.
guy. So, just starting the list now, I would say he's at the top. He's superior. He hasn't really won anything though, so you guys can make the argument to me to put him in the A category, and I'd be fine either way. So, what's your thoughts? We'll just go down the list with you, Chop, and then
my pick would have been for Josh Allen would be an A with a possible S. I mean, just because you said, with the playoff deal, he hasn't broke through yet. There's only a couple players I'd put in that S, and I think Josh Allen's probably a 1A.
Yeah, I was going to say
my opinion.
I was going to say the same thing. He also led the league in interceptions, I believe. I have him in the A, but right on the cusp of the S. I wouldn't put up a big.
Sorry, Joe. I had to visually think about this for a minute. Crip's trying to help me and chop out. So
right.
For the podcast listeners, Crip saw a couple G-strings on the beach today.
I have to go.
I'm visualizing it. And that did help. I do feel better now, just thinking of some booty cheeks.
There you go.
Thanks,
and we
Crip.
can't see your hands, so maybe you're feeling real good. Oh, damn. Look at hand check.
Not yet. Greg, what are your thoughts on what category you want to put Josh Allen in?
So I did a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I got 5 tier 1 guys, and Josh Allen, number 3 on my list. So, but the S, he's a high A, low S. So I'm cool with either one. But if he was on the S, I wouldn't complain. A, I wouldn't complain. But if it was a toss-up, very, very, very low S.
Okay. I say we put him in the A category for now because he slides into that one spot of the A. And then we might evaluate. And then more guys we put on here, maybe we'll try to, even out the list and he slides up to an S. But well, next is Baker Mayfield. So you talk about a
big difference.
Drastic here in quarterbacks. We should have had Glenn Goodberry on, right? Because I'm sure he could have brought the heat and got us to have Josh Allen in there.
Yes, he would have.
So, but we're keeping him at an A for now. And Baker Mayfield, man. So D's the lowest here. We don't have an F category, but
he's a D.
He has at least shown flashes, and maybe this is just he played well against the Bengals for a couple games. I think his overall career, he probably deserves to be in the D category. Me personally, I would put him a C. My nephew in the chat says D for dog shit.
C for crap. C for crap.
So I would say C, but I don't have a strong opinion either way. But there's a lot of guys on this list that I feel like are going to maybe be D's. That Baker's at least done more than them so far.
I agree.
Is the only reason that maybe he ends up as a C. But what are you guys' thoughts?
I think he sucks, but he's not the suckiest on the list.
Yeah, he's a solid C, and that's all he'll ever be.
Right.
Very high D, but and that's me being very polite.
Dog shit Mayfield. Yeah.
Dog shit Mayfield.
We'll put him in a C for now. It seemed like more of a said C, but
there's going to be other ones that scooch in front of him.
Yeah, we got like Sam Darnold on here. We got Grilled Cheese Dalton.
He's not CA.
There's like Hendon Hookers on this list. Sam Howell, who for Washington, who's going into his second year. He played like literally one game last year. It was decent, but it's going to be hard to rank a guy.
Yeah, those rookies are hard.
Now the most beautiful man, picture-wise and in general, is next up.
There's no question
Jack
on
plus
that.
Joey Burrow.
Yes, that's
I'm
it.
just moving him up there now.
Yeah. There's not a lot to say, right? And it's being homers, but he has taken a team who, let's just say, we were in a rough patch of 4 to 5 years there before we got Burrow.
Yeah.
And he has turned this thing around. He's a leader of men. He's a great quarterback. You trust him. He shows up in the biggest moments. He's clutch as it gets. The motherfucker, teammates love him. Handsome as can be. I mean, not that should count in the quarterback rankings, but it's just an added bonus for the man. Got a damn steak named after him at Jeff Ruby's. Got Ohio, everything in the Athens area is named after him. Louisiana, half that fucking place is named after him. Just a fucking legend all around. Superior Joe Burrow. Top tier. I don't see any argument for him not to be. Super Bowl, AFC Championship, and he's going to win the fucking Super Bowl this year.
Yes, he is. Who dey?
You guys agree?
Let's do it. Absolutely. Yeah. No arguments here.
Next.
Everybody agrees.
All right. This is Derek Carr.
I think that's Derek Carr, but then he looks like he has a nice tan here on this or something.
That's because he's down in New Orleans.
That's
now,
right.
I guess.
You got to get quick on this for the picture.
I'll give him a B.
I guess I could live with that B designation as well, Greg. It's somewhere in that range because he's solid. He's not going to win the games by himself, but
but he's still
he can keep you in the games by himself. You know,
I would agree with the B.
I think he's solid B.
Certainly above Baker.
Yes.
And by the end of the list, maybe we could move him to the A category, depending how some of these guys go. But definitely, let's start him at the B spot.
Just B,
right.
The B spot, baby.
There you go.
I'd like to hit a B spot, a G spot, a V spot, a mouse spot, a anything right now.
At this point,
put a hole in this fucking wall and start fucking in here in a minute.
Hey, at this point, I'll even lay in the wet spot.
Fuck me. Anyways, moving on.
Is that Matt Corral?
That's what I mean. We got to really rate Matt Corral, who is.
Let's just skip over and go to Dak
from Ole Miss. Yeah.
We'll
just put him here.
Yeah,
there you go.
We know nothing about his ability.
That one D's
and probably never will.
That D is for don't know.
He's been drafted over now with Bryce Young in Carolina. I'm glad there's like 8 guys in Carolina uniforms on here too.
Right.
But
I know.
From last year. And then Dak Prescott, this is a tough one. We'll start with you, Greg, on this, and we'll go.
I got him as a tier 3, so he's in the B category, in my opinion, with Derek Carr.
Joe?
Yeah, that's tough. He's between a B and an A for me. Like, I always think, like, I thought this past year, I thought he was going to really have a breakout, and he just didn't. He doesn't always make the best decisions. I think he's talented as hell, so that's a B to me at the end of the day.
I feel like he's either going to be like a B1 or an A10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like right there on the cusp. I think he could, like, if you're going to say, like, is it Dak Prescott or Derek Carr? Are they on the same level? No. Dak Prescott's better than Derek Carr.
Sure.
You know, so it's going to be a late A or an early B for me. I would be okay with either one. I personally, I'd probably go late A.
And I'm right there with you, Chop, that it's very tough on which spot. It's like, once again, another guy who really hasn't proven it yet, but you feel like talent-wise, He's right there, and he's shown the flashes, at least regular season-wise, that you're like, if you had him as your quarterback, you would at least feel like you have a chance, coming into the season to make a run, especially the Cowboys kind of developed.
Does that remind you of anybody here in Cincinnati, though?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, grilled cheese all over.
He's like a Texas grilled cheese.
I think he's better than.
I think he's better than him. But when you describe it, though, it sounds.
I know.
Like
no, I agree. Like there is definitely some of those similarities.
Dale, Derek Carr, what was that grilled cheese you had yesterday? That awesome you sent us the group chat.
Yeah, a couple days ago, Patty's and Pints is a local spot here in town that I'd actually never even eaten at because they used to be so busy and they don't have like a. So it's been around for probably 4 or 5 years. I finally ate there for the first time.
That's what he is, yeah.
But it was like a grilled cheese on top and a grilled cheese on bottom with a hamburger in the middle.
There you go.
So it's like a souped-up grilled cheese,
Yep.
I agree
bacon in there
with Double C, Christopher Crowley. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yep.
I agree. I think that's why I would just put him right in front of Carr in the B category.
No, that's where I have him. He's
because
right.
He is close enough to Carr that he's not anywhere close to Allen right now. Now maybe once we get some more guys in the A category that are not Josh Allen, maybe then we bump him like you said, Chop. If he's 10A or whatever, but for now we'll just place him there. I think that's a good spot. Because, Carr honestly has almost shown a little more in the playoffs and stuff like that. That game against us, he played pretty well.
He did.
Now, Greg's favorite, the grilled cheese. So,
that's right.
You know what? It's an insult to put him in the same area as Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield should be a D because I have strong praise for Dalton higher than Mayfield. But Dalton's a C, but this is where I think Baker should be in the D category.
And maybe he gets there, or they end up getting separated by Dalton being higher in the C and Baker being toward the end by the end of this. Is that your thoughts, Joe? Pretty similar to that?
Yeah. I think he's solid C. Has Andy Dalton had a better career than Baker Mayfield? Yes.
Yeah.
To me, it's more so who are they right now? And I think they could give similar results at this point in their
Doesn't it look like when you moved Andy Dalton up there that his facial expression changed? Now he's a little pissed off. He's like,
I don't know. I still see a smile.
Andy.
It kind of looks like a smirk though. He's like
smirk,
because he's sitting right next to Baker. He's like,
fuck.
He's like not pissed off about the C, but he's like, this motherfucker didn't shower.
All right, let's put him up there by Carr now, even though we'll probably drop him down. Just to cheer Andy.
Cheer him up, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Smiling a little more.
Cheese.
He looks happy.
Now he looks a little happier. Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little happier. Baker looks a little pissed off now, though. Look at him.
Well,
he's like, you sons of bitches.
Cheesecake Factory was closed today. That's why he's pissed off.
Yeah.
I think we could be quick on this next one.
Yeah,
Darnold D.
Yeah.
D, but I'll put him ahead of Carr because at least he's played.
Dog shit
That's
Darnold.
true.
At least he's
He
played.
played.
Yeah.
Not well.
Look at them all down there in the corner. They're all matched.
Playing. He did.
This next one's a tough one. This next one's really tough for me.
Daniel Jones, the Giants, who finally seemed like, and he got paid.
Yeah.
He finally was decent last year, but Saquon Barkley was pretty dominant last year.
Yeah, they give him A.
Late B, early C. Late B, early C for me.
Way late B.
Yeah. Way late, last B.
Where do you put him in relation?
If he's a C, Andy can't be a B.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was about to say. Where do you put him in relation to Andy? I think this is how we have to look.
Oh, he's higher than Andy. He's way higher.
I mean, it'd be like right here.
But I can't put him over Carr.
No.
So
no, not over Carr.
No, that's
slotting him in right now. That's where he slots in based on the players up here.
That's perfect for right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll put him in the B category. I don't think he's that close to Derek Carr, and I don't think he's that close to Andy.
There'll be people in between.
That's just where he slides in for now.
Yep.
Another tough case here, Justin Fields for Chicago, because he's electric. He looks good. He makes a lot of plays. You're like, he's right on that cusp where he could potentially be great. Will he ever be? We don't know. The injuries, he's had a little bit here and there in Chicago. He hasn't had the best supporting cast. DJ Moore's probably the best receiver he's played with that they traded for. If they could land Dalvin Cook at running back, that's a team I think that would be really beneficial to Fields. But from what we've seen so far and trying to project for this year, man, he's got to be in that B mix for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly where to slot him in that B mix, but what are you guys' thoughts? And we'll just go chop and then back on down that way.
I'm going to put him in between just because the potential, I guess. Like, he hasn't really shown it, but I'd say right after Carr. Maybe before Carr. In between Dak and Carr.
I don't know. Joe, make your argument before you slot him, buddy, because I can tell you didn't really agree with that.
Joe, yeah, I don't either.
So
I like it's so tough because I'm really high in Fields. I think this is going to be a huge season for him, but he hasn't done it yet, as you said, Dale.
These guys are not Ohio State fans, Crab.
No.
I am, and
I'm not an Ohio State fan.
I haven't really I don't have an exact spot for him. Honestly,
I'm really high on him. I think it's high B. I like him almost between Dak and Carr.
Greg?
That's exactly what I
guys, I'm sorry. I was looking at a list. They had him high. I don't even have him in my top tier 3. I have him at a C. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not seeing it. I'm sorry. I'm going to be cold right here. I just don't see it.
Well, I mean, once again, what he's shown, right?
What he's shown, but he hasn't done it yet.
No,
I mean,
Greg, I was agreeing with you. I don't know why you're yelling at me. I'm saying what he's shown so far. I think us placing him higher is saying, wow, the flashes the potential.
Yeah.
And you're right that what he's done so far, what has he really done?
Right.
I mean, even Daniel Jones, leading them to the playoffs last year and stuff. I got to say he's below Jones and Carr and Prescott, who have played even Dalton's played playoff games, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hasn't really won anything in prime time.
He showed he came through the gate,
But that's a very tough one because he's like, okay, do you put his potential? Do you bump him for potential? Because there's some of these guys are rookies, and we're going to have to.
I was going to say the rookies are going to be hard to.
So, but I guess if we're just, giving him, since he's played more in the NFL, giving him what he's done so far, because I do think, I say if we do this, after this coming season, we'll, maybe we come back and go to this same list and try to re-rank these after the season and say, okay, how much changed because of guys that performed or, overperformed or underperformed throughout this upcoming season. But for now, what he's done, I'm fine with placing him either right above Andy or right below Andy with just looking at these players.
I'll give him above Andy. That's as nice as I'll be.
I would go just above Andy because if it's like these two guys are going to be your quarterback, which one's going out on the field for you today? You're going to pick Justin Fields.
And I just can't put him over. I can't put him over Carr. I could potentially put him over Daniel Jones.
I was going to say Danny Dimes.
Not over Daniel Jones. No. Daniel Jones at least got them to the playoffs. No, sorry, not happening.
How much of that's Saquon?
I understand
that, man, but
because we could say Andy Dalton got the Bengals to the playoff 5 years in a row.
Yeah. I mean, Tannehill got the Titans for a number 1 seed. Derrick Henry did.
Exactly what I was thinking right there.
I'm talking it through myself here.
Yeah,
I understand that. No. Fields never had any help. That's all fairness, but
that's a tough one. What does everybody in the chat think? Give us that. At least that part of it. You may not agree with our overall ranking there with him yet, but would you just Fields or Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones over Fields or Fields over Daniel Jones? If you guys could just in the chat tell us your thoughts on those two, and maybe you'll help, that way we can rank it based on our Brew Crew's thoughts as well for that part, since it seems like we're all not 100% sure on that and feel like we could go either way with it. All right, let's move on while we're waiting on them to give us an answer there. Geno Smith, another tough one because last year, it's like, who's this Geno Smith? I think this is the guy when he came out of the draft, that the Jets were hoping they were getting. But he finally had, and he's got a lot of weapons in Seattle. 2 good running backs, 3 really good receivers, Jackson Smith and Jigba being one of them, Charbonnet being another rookie for them. Man, it's tough, though.
Or DK.
They had no business being as good as they were last year. I think they're going to be better this year.
They should be.
I put it right behind Dak in the B section.
Yeah, He didn't make the playoffs. So this kind of goes back to we're back at that Justin Fields, Daniel Jones area and debate to me.
I feel the same way. He didn't make the playoffs, and also still, you got to prove it this year, man. Was that a flash in the pan last year?
I mean, he showed amazing. Go ahead.
I feel like we got to he's right in the mix that it's going to be hard to rank him until we finish this Fields and Danny Dimes debate. Yeah. So like Matt Walker in the chat is saying, Jones didn't really have a lot of receivers either. Exactly. We're saying Fields hasn't had the help. Well, he didn't really have the receivers. I kept mentioning Saquon because, it was Saquon,
Yeah.
He didn't have the receivers. You're right. That's a good point.
So Dale, here the stats comparison. Justin Fields, 2,242 passing yards, 17 TDs, 11 interceptions. Daniel Jones, 3,205 yards, 15 TDs, 5 interceptions. So
neither of those are great stats. Yeah,
not do rushing.
I did not see on that. I'm just looking at ESPN gives you.
But that's the thing. Both those guys could rush. So I'm initially thinking like Fields would blow him away in that, but Danny Dimes is low key.
He's no slump.
No. Daniel Jones can run, so
he can. Not the way Fields can, but yeah.
And then Ken likes Fields over him, the mobility, but Danny Dimes got some mobility too. My nephew said he don't think he loves Fields. He's a Buckeye fan like I am, but he don't think he can put him over Danny Dimes. And then Chris Crowley's saying Jones definitely over Fields. So if we're going based on, the majority of those from the Brew Crew, they're saying to stick with Danny Dimes.
Okay.
And Corey loves Stats by Greg.
Yeah.
No. I was going to say Daniel Jones, 708 rushing yards, but dude, Fields, 1,143 yards rushing. Dang, man.
Broke the quarterback rushing record, Greg.
Yeah.
As Ken put here in the chat.
So, yeah, shit.
No, Crip, it's hard. It's not that I'm a homer for Ohio State, Crip. It's a hard
But if we're going overall, I mean, shit, man.
I'm just going to, I guess, slight edge to Danny Dimes, but my gosh, it's close.
It's close.
It's really close.
It wouldn't shock me if it's obvious that it should be Fields after this year, but hey, go prove it to us, right? And we'll do this again. Yeah, now Gino's right in that same mix.
Right.
Where do we put him?
Gino, I would put right behind Dak.
Ahead of Carr?
How?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
It's close. I think it's close.
I think Gino's an awesome story. I mean, he was left for dead in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Everyone was like, what the hell is Seattle doing? They're just fucking tanking. They're going Geno Smith as their quarterback. We haven't heard that name in a while.
Right,
and he led the league in completion percentage. And took a team and really put them on their back and earned his paycheck. I think it's a really cool story. Now, how good is he going forward? Man, it's tough. I'd probably put him right behind Fields, actually, between Fields and Andy.
Man, Joe, me and you today.
I can't do that, man. I just can't do that.
That's where I would put him too. He's better than Dalton, but I think that Fields is better than Geno. He's got to prove it, man.
I'll be honest. I don't know if I can even put him over Dalton.
No.
Just career-wise. Like last year,
yes.
Yeah,
career-wise, okay.
Career, yes.
Career, that's different. Okay.
So, like, Corey's career. And once again, it might be a guy. If we see him do what he did last year and with his more weapons and takes that team and wins a playoff game or two, then, yeah, we're saying, okay, now I feel comfortable putting him ahead of, 2 or 3 of those guys in that B list. But I think for now, what he's done, I put him right behind Andy, but I won't argue if you guys put him ahead of him. It's up to you guys.
What did you say? And Greg wanted him all the way between Dak and Carr. So
no, just the season he had, but I'm cool with that.
Why don't we put him here? I think that's
fine.
That's average.
Fine. Yeah. We were getting a lot of average guys, so that's kind of our average range. Yeah. And then we're looking down to row C, and it's got Baker Mayfield right now. So I see a big difference in a lot of the quarterbacks and then Baker. And then you go down, there's guys here, Matt Corral, who might never play a damn game in the NFL.
Right.
Sam Darnold's been awful. So that's the D category. There is no F. So if it looks like we're high on these guys, putting them in B, we also have an S category up top. So there's S, A, then B. B is literally mid. There's a lot of mid quarterbacks to me.
Yep. And this should be our biggest number of guys there. Most guys in the league are, around average.
Because like Chad here hopping on. What's up, Chad?
What up, Chad?
What's up, Bengals? Bruce, Derek Carr in tier B, so he's more of tier C. It's tough, man. It's really tough. we're trying to put making it to the playoffs and giving that a little bump too for some of these guys.
Well, there's definitely a big jump between Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield.
Plus just talent. I think, we can say Andy made it 5 years, but man, we had some stacked defenses. We had guys like AJ Green, Mo Sanu, Marvin Jones. The running game had Gio, and before Jeremy Hill fumbled, he had a really good rookie career and things like stuff like that. So
the whole B-row, NFC.
Yeah, that's true. And now we're moving on to another very mid-type quarterback to me, Jared Goff.
You're right.
Yeah. Jared Goff, that's interesting. I would put him definitely in front of Daniel Jones. Do you put him in front of Derek Carr?
I'm nowhere close to where your head's at. I'm more like, do I even put him in front of Andy? I'm more like between Gino and Andy.
Year, man.
He went to the Super Bowl once, right? But how much of that was
early?
So wait, are we referring to career?
Yeah, I thought we were talking about what are they right now?
Yeah, it's a little of both, right? We're trying to mix it. When it comes close, I think career is where it gets the bump when they feel like the same person. But yes, it's also talent, right? They're pure talent.
Because Goff I had at the end of my tier 2 in my top 5. He was like the last of my top 5, my tier 2. Goff had a great year last year. I mean, he had nothing to work with really. And
Amon-Ra St. Brown, nothing to work with?
No, he was all right. Yeah, but he wasn't really known at that time.
Dale, your nephew likes him.
I knew him.
Yeah.
And I knew who he was. Joe, I knew who he was too, but nobody thought he was that good at that time.
Well, it was his second year in the league.
He's over Baker. We can all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just put him over Baker for now, and maybe we come back and argue this when we get some more guys on the board.
Yeah, right? he just is the most underwhelming quarterback to watch. He's just a guy.
Now, who is this guy?
That is Sam Howell.
He's got a red jersey.
Sam Howell is in 3 more.
Oh, that's not Colt McCoy, is it? I got to look up some of these guys.
Maybe
just put him in D.
Put him in a D.
Yeah, because I'm not sure who he is.
D for don't know.
That's I don't know.
Just to rank him and get him off the board, we'll just put him down there for now, and maybe
all right, here
somebody figures out who the hell that is. We can argue it.
Or
is that the one guy? Is that the guy that that's been a backup in Washington and now
he's
like a $20 million
Heineke?
Yeah,
Heineke.
I think that's who that is.
Yeah.
Let me see.
He's decent.
Yeah, if it's Heineke, man, throw him up there on a C.
Yeah.
Throw him right above Baker, maybe.
That is an insult, though, to have Heineke, to have Goff. I mean, Heineke, the same area as Goff. I mean, Goff should be in the B section. I'm sorry.
You love Jared Goff.
Yeah, we'll reevaluate that, but we got a lot of guys still here, and we're 37 minutes in, so
that is
we're going to have to pick up the pace on.
Yeah, I got to get
Herbert. This is another tough one, but
right behind Allen.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. I think
I would go
put him in the A category behind Allen. I don't think he's that close to Allen, but we've seen the talent wise, and they picked up Quentin Johnston to go along with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, so he don't really have a damn excuse as far as offense this season because they still brought Eckler back too. So this will be a big year for him on really how we feel about him as a quarterback. I think but for now, talent wise and everything, I think he's in that mix.
100%.
Hey, what's his name? I like Goff over Fields. Christopher, yeah, I would take Goff over Fields. I know I keep going back to Goff, but that's just my state.
Hey, listen, we can come back to that one. That's why I said we'll place him there for now because let's get some more guys on the board to kind of.
All right.
Hendon Hooker, been injured, hasn't played in the NFL. Put him at the top. I do like his maybe talent a little more. I hated Darnold coming out. I know he's a first-round pick, but I never thought he was going to be a good quarterback.
Right. No.
Hendon Hooker, I could see having a couple good seasons in the NFL, but I got to see it first, so that's why he stays down there. I could basically say the same thing about Sam Howell. He did have one good game. That's
Dustin.
up next.
Dax also missed time. 29 touchdowns is not that good. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, I mean, when you compare it to Danny Dimes and Fields' touchdown numbers,
thank you,
like 18 and 15 or something.
Well, hey, what do I know?
Great, calm down, Big Savage. Keep in your pants. We'll reevaluate. Golf could move up still, guys. Is okay. Hal's got to go at least above Hooker because he had the one good game to end the season, and they have faith in him for some reason. So, but he's still down there because we haven't seen enough.
All right. This one's more
Jalen Hurts, man. It's got to be somewhere in that
right in between. I put it right between Herbert and Allen, in my opinion.
It's tough.
He was damn near Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was amazing in the Super Bowl.
So does
that give him a bump over Josh Allen? Even is that what we're potentially?
I think so.
Possibly.
I think so.
I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction was like between S and A. And
that's mine too.
With Allen, I was like, no, solid A. Probably the very top of the A.
Allen's the one we said too could be an S or an A. I feel like these guys are very
close between him and Allen.
They're very close.
But Hurts led them to the Super Bowl and should have been Super Bowl MVP.
I would go above Allen. I was going to say
I'm okay with that.
S.
I'm cool with that. I'm not going to argue with that. Originally, I had him right behind Allen, but now I would not complain about that though.
Yeah, and maybe we reevaluate that at the end, but I think that's a good spot for him for now.
Okay. Jimmy G.
The old model slayer.
Put him in a C. I put him in a C.
Yeah. I was thinking somewhere here behind Baker even, or maybe.
I'd put him.
Right. That's.
I put him behind Goff.
Yeah, behind Goff.
Because he hasn't really been like the man, and he's been on some good teams. And then we've seen other quarterbacks come in, and especially even with the 49ers, Purdy last year, had them in a good spot too. Yeah. So same thing like when he was with the Patriots and things like that.
Yeah.
He's had a decent career, but nothing spectacular. It could be one. If he goes and has a good season, we reevaluate a lot of that. But for now, I think that's a good spot for him.
Kirky. He's like the epitome of the B tier. It's just a matter of where.
This is when I feel like Derek shows up out of thin air on his way home from work.
Yeah.
Because he loves Kirk Cousins.
I put him in front of Carr. I put him in front of Carr.
He's got to be like Kirk Cousins' biggest fan that's not an actual fan of that team.
Right.
I would put him in between.
Right between Dak and Carr, I'd put him in.
I'm good anywhere on the B, but personally,
that's a decent spot for him.
I agree. Yeah. Let's do it.
Wow, people agree with me. The hallelujah.
We just want to save your day, Big Savage.
Yeah, okay.
Modern Warfare, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, all 5'2" of them.
Right.
Do you put him after Carr? Do you put him after Jones? This is a big debate right here. I don't.
It's a tough one because talent-wise, number one pick coming out, and he's had some good seasons, but then it's like.
Do you put him in front of
inconsistent
Daniel Jones? Do you put him in front of Daniel Jones?
I don't put him in front of Daniel Jones.
No,
probably not.
Do you put him?
I might put him barely in front of fucking Jared Goff.
I think gosh, dang it, because if we're going off just the last year and kind of, he's trending down, right? Where I feel like Fields is trending up.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to get much better. I mean, they're not doing anything to put weapons around him.
He's going to be
they've lost weapons. They're losing weapons. AJ,
I was going to put him between Geno and Andy.
Yeah,
Fields and Geno.
That's fair. I'm cool with that.
And maybe, and then once again
after Geno.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's just go ahead and bump Goff up. Let's put Goff up.
Thank you.
Let's just put Goff over Kyler for Greg.
Thank you.
Can I bump Andy down?
Yeah, let's just bump him down to a C. And he's just never won any big game that he's been like.
Now, see, when you move him back down here to C, though, you see he looks a little happier because he doesn't have to stand right next to Mayfield.
Hey, Joe.
It's okay now with Andy.
Put Goff in front of Kyler now. There you go.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I think Greg touched himself when you moved.
Lamar. Oh, they put a running back on here, guys.
They did.
Man, how do you rank a running back at
quarterback? Yeah, really. I'd put him.
I like Lamar.
Do you put him after Herbert in the A section, or is he a B guy? Or
he won an MVP, right? So this goes back to career, or where's he at now?
He won an MVP when nobody knew what the fuck he was doing, and when they figured him out, he didn't.
I was gonna say A behind Herbert.
I'm cool with that. I mean, or it's close between him and Dak. I wouldn't complain about that.
When in reality, he's probably top of the B list, but to kind of even these out.
I'd feel better if he was
with
top
putting
of the
him
B.
at the bottom of the A. Like,
yeah, I'm cool with that
for now.
Well, A doesn't stand for accuracy. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Is this Will Levis?
Yeah, this is the banana eating,
right?
Put him at the D.
Mayonnaise loving. Yeah, we don't. I got it. I mean, well, he's a first round pick. Let's give him some love. Let's put him above Hooker.
There you go.
And even though I'm not a huge fan, he's got a hell of an arm. So maybe if he gets in the right system. Now Jordan Love next.
He can go down there to D2.
We don't know what he is.
Let's put him in a low C to be fair. Let's put him in a low C. Would that be fair?
I think they're high on him, and this is a pure projection. Then,
I mean, he's played in the NFL. He's played a few games.
Yeah, he
hasn't been bad. Hasn't been great. Good. I mean, I think end of the C is fine.
I'm okay with that. Yep.
All right. Is that Mac?
Yep.
I put him right in front of right behind Garoppolo. Is that fair, or is he higher than Andy and Garoppolo? Or
well, not based on last year, right?
Nope.
If we're but he literally had a defensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator,
right?
Like the Patriots were doing some freaking crazy stuff there. So in his first year, he looked good. Last year, not so much. This year, in camp and stuff, reports are saying he looks pretty good again. It's one of those, we haven't seen it. It's a projection. I put him. Yeah, I think I put him above Garoppolo because I just think he's got a chance to at least be a little better than him.
Yeah,
I did Lutheranism on him one time. He's like a shortbread cookie. I don't know what to think about it. I don't get excited over it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
this is a big season for him, right? Patrick Mahomes, bottom of
the
worst
That's easy. We don't need to talk about it, right?
Oh,
shit. As painful as this is for me to say,
Joe, don't be dragging him in front of. Don't be dragging him in front of Joe.
It pains me.
He's in front of Joe. He's in front of Joe.
He's in front of Joe.
He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's
he's earned it.
It's the stuff that we hope Burrow starts to catch up to him. But for now, he's number one. You got to give him his credit for.
You have to.
I'll tell you what, though, out of those quarterbacks, one of them was 1-3 and one of them was 1-1 against each other. Super Bowl or not,
I'd rather lose every game to the Chiefs than win Super Bowls.
Yep.
We start getting into that conversation though on head-to-head records here. We'll probably less looks. Matty Ice here? Is he still in the league?
I was just gonna ask, did anyone pick him up?
I'm not sure he's still in the league. Either way, whatever. He's got to at least be. Hey, if we're saying his career, right? Once again, if it's now, we'll put him down there for now. If we were doing this as completely just career-wise, I think I would. He led them to the Super Bowl and stuff before. I'd put him in that C category, probably right there above Andy. But if that's kind of our tiebreaker when they're close. If we're saying right now, I don't even think this guy is.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. So we'll put him down there in that D list. We'll put him at the top just out of respect for his career.
Yep. And I think this is Davis Mills.
Are you going to deep throat that banana, Greg?
He fucking took the whole peel off.
This is the right way to eat a banana.
That's not how you eat a banana.
Not the right way to eat a banana.
Took the whole peel off.
Your fucking germy, nasty ass hands are all over your food now.
Yep. And after you were just picking your ass.
Right. You were just had your cock in your hand talking about Jared Goff, and now you're eating your banana.
Hey, shout out to Santori for the right way to eating a banana, Santori.
Can't go without a show without mentioning Santori.
Yep.
That's Davis Mills.
How many minutes were we in? Who won the pool?
I think you did. I mean, he's gonna be relegated to the bench. He's been okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna put him kind of in this.
CJ Stroud's gonna win that job. Yeah, I'm fine to put him down there and move on.
Tiny Hands is up next.
Yeah.
What's he done?
And a B.
And a B?
That even hurts me.
I was going to put him
there. You
got
somewhere. Good.
He's C. I put him behind Heineke. Heineke has made play. Didn't he win a playoff game at once or almost won one or something?
I don't know.
Either way, I hate the Steelers. Kenny Pickett sucks. I can see him flaming out of the league in 3 to 4 years. He can go down there with Baker.
This is Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
You know, I think he's pretty firmly in that C range.
Do you put him in front? I was going to say, could you debate putting him in front of Kyler? No, I guess you can't.
I don't think so. I would put him
because that
maybe
defense got them to the
C.
Super Bowl, right?
Right.
That defense, and then Brandon Ayuk moving him around.
I put him in front of Garoppolo. Is that fair?
Or not Ayuk, the other receiver. Who am I thinking of? The other receiver, not
Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Samuel.
Debo, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have him that high. I think he is in the 7th round for a reason. I need to see more. Yeah. Yeah, I put him right above Pickett just because he showed something, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And you could argue putting him over Heineke, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Garoppolo.
This is AR-15, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, if we're going potential-wise,
potential, man, that guy.
But we haven't seen it on the field yet, once again.
This one where we come back at the end of the season and review it, maybe.
Do we have to put all rookies on the
I
D
feel
level
like
for now?
I feel like we do just because we haven't seen him. But I've got to put him over Matt Ryan.
Right.
Because talent-wise, and I'm going to obviously have to put, C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young over him, but he's right there. It wouldn't surprise me if he's the best out of this class. Sooner rather than later. I thought it'd be 3 years from now we could say that. It wouldn't surprise me if it's this year the way he's looked so far for them.
Yep. That's Desmond Ritter.
Yep. Bearcats. Go Bearcats. Let's put him at the A or the S.
Hey.
S.
No. He hasn't played, right? He hasn't played. He hasn't played.
I know.
Did he play at all last year?
Yeah, he played last year. Yeah, he played at the end of the year.
Well, let's put him at the high D point. As painful
or we could put him at bottom C if you want.
I bought bottom C.
Bottom C.
Right, for Cincinnati, Greg.
Yeah,
there we go.
Do it for Cincinnati.
We can do that. Aaron Rodgers.
Career-wise, you could almost argue he's an S, but we're talking now. I'm going to put him behind or in front of Lamar.
I think he's going to be rejuvenated in
I think he goes in front of Lamar.
I think he's going to have a good season.
You guys are a lot higher on him than I was. I was thinking somewhere between the Dak to Carr range.
No, I feel like we've done them me and Chop and Greg have done more of a mixture of their career and where they're at now.
That's fair.
And you've been more of where they're at now. So I fully understand what you're saying, but I kind of the way I've kind of done this, I think I put him right there too, right above Lamar.
If you're going on this year,
man, I could put him above Herbert too.
And he's got a way better team this year. He's on a really good team this year.
He's got talent.
He does have
quarterback
weapons.
Away.
Do you guys want to put him ahead of Herbert? I'll leave it.
You know what? I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's almost saying legacy. We've seen him do it for so long. I could see him doing it again. This year.
Let's do that.
All right, let's do it. Russell Wilson, man, what a disappointment he was.
That already gives us Herbert outside the top 5, and you know how crazy those fans are. So
I think Russell will actually. I think Peyton's going to get the best out of Russell. This is obviously a hard one, but I'm going to put him right behind Murray. Do you put him behind Murray, or do you put it? I say between Murray and Daniel Jones somewhere.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, that's
true. Should have had 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
They would have handed off to Marshawn.
Yeah, they should have won 2 Super Bowls easily.
Last year, he was dog shit.
Do you put him right behind Dak? Do you put him behind Dak or in front of Dak?
I think where I've done career mixed in quite a bit that I would have him above Dak.
Okay, that's fine.
But in that B area. And I do think, like you said, Sean Payton will get him bounced.
Yes, I think he'll get the best out of him.
So part projection.
This is going to be a prove-it year for Sean Payton too, because they said the same thing about John
Gruden.
Yeah, and then he came in the league and fucking sucked.
Yeah, and how much it was Sean Payton, Drew Brees, because Drew Brees was a damn good football
I'm waiting to see this year. Sean Payton, hey, he went to the right team to prove
That's what I'm saying.
Dog shit last year.
Stafford's next. He's had a fascinating career.
This is tough. He won a Super Bowl like Dale, he won a Super Bowl. Do you put him in the A's or the B's?
NFL referees won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right, do you put him above Russell or below Russell?
Above.
Do you put him at the A?
I'm below Russell. I mean, I was gonna put him between Dak and Kirk.
No. This is a tough one. I really don't know where to put him.
He didn't have a good year last year, and he's not getting any younger. And their team has a bunch of holes again this year, is what I was going to say. And they traded Jalen Ramsey as well. So
sure,
yeah, I could see him not having a great year. I'm fine with where you said right below Dak. Joe.
Maybe in between Kirk and Carr.
Dale, another high
for Derek, we'll move Kirk above him for Derek.
You're right,
Kirky.
Dale, you're Ohio State guy. CJ Stroud here, buddy.
He ain't played.
We haven't seen anything.
He goes on the rookie. He goes on the rookie bench.
Yeah.
Yep. That's Tannehill.
Is he right behind Dalton or?
Yeah, somewhere in there. He might be.
Do you put him higher than Mac? Do you put him higher than Mac though?
I feel like him and Andy Dalton are very similar. Quarterbacks.
I agree with that. I think we slide him in that C list, and he can be right behind Andy. Yeah.
Yep.
It's fine for me. Trevor Lawrence, man.
I put him at the A.
He's a number one talent. I think he's going to have another good season.
I put him right behind Lamar. Right behind Lamar.
I agree, Greg.
Yeah. I would go with that.
Cool. Wow. That's awesome.
Unanimous. I have no fucking idea who this guy is.
Me neither. That's why I'm counting on you, Joe.
Who the fuck is this?
I have no idea.
It looks like
is that Tampa?
And that would be who's
it's the guy from Florida against Baker, right?
The guy from Florida from a couple years ago.
Kyle
Trask.
Trask.
Did it, boys? I figured it out.
Is he a D?
Yeah, I haven't seen jack shit from him, and I moved him on down the list. Like, I think Baker probably beats him out.
Yeah,
probably. I think that's
anybody
Trey
that
Lance.
Baker Mayfield beats out is a fucking solid. We need another column.
Yeah,
Trey Lance can go behind Ritter to me, and he's in that Jordan Love Ritter. We haven't really but he played a game or two, right? And he's shown at least something, but we don't know.
These next two are really interesting. So we got
Tua. Do you put him behind Trevor, or do you put him between Trevor and Russell?
When he's not hurt, he plays good.
Yeah. He's somewhere between Lamar and Dak for me. It's tough. It's really tough. And I mean, God, he's one concussion away from maybe never playing.
That's what I'm.
But how much of that?
That's not his fault.
How much of that was Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill though last year?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, people could say the same thing about Burrow. What would he be without them? We don't know.
Well, no. You guys saw when Bridgewater. Go ahead.
When Burrow was out, though, we haven't had any kind of backup quarterback.
Right.
But other people have had to play, they ain't been able to do shit with those same weapons, Whereas the Dolphins, they had was it the Bills or the Chiefs? Who did they play?
Skylar Thompson.
They had them on the ropes with a third string quarterback.
True. That's a good point.
So that's why I say, with Tua, I almost say that, but he's still good enough to be in that mix of around Dak and Kirk Cousins and Stafford, I think.
Well, Dale,
if he's going to be healthy enough to play.
You look at Teddy Bridgewater. I almost thought he played better when Tua got hurt, but I almost thought Teddy Bridgewater almost played better than Tua when he came in. Am I crazy to say that, or?
I thought Teddy had a chance to play better, and then I didn't think he did.
All right. But the point you were making is with Waddle, and he just had Waddle and Hill,
Skylar Thompson ended up looking even better than.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Bridgewater really took advantage of having those weapons.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he's still out there as a free agent.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? I was going to put Tua between Russell and Dak.
That's
personally.
Fine. That's fine.
I don't know that he's that good, but I'm fine with you but I'm fine with you ranking him there.
What did you say?
Because he could really have a good season with those weapons this year.
Yeah.
I think he's got a potential to go to an A, but he'll have to show it. Plus, I think, to tell you the truth, I think at this point, this guy is risking his life out there playing.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
He's going to end up with dementia or something, some early onset dementia.
I'm not ranking the next guy. I'm not doing it.
Hey,
D.
Pork chop. Crip's blaming us, saying this list isn't good because our minds aren't right from our
I'm not ranking this one. I'm sorry.
We'll just put him at the bottom.
I obviously had a tough time with that whole thing.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I've tried to now move on from being able to separate what I think of him as a person to being able to come on here 4 or 5 days a week and talk football.
Yep.
So purely as a football player, he wasn't great last year, but he wasn't awful. And we've seen him play at a very high level, but it's been a couple years. So to have not played for 2 years, he didn't play like complete trash. He has a great line in Cleveland. He's got pretty good weapons there at running back, and I really like the receivers that they have. So overall is how I think he could play for this season. I honestly could even make the argument that he would be behind Trevor Lawrence here as a talent and a player. Now, I think he's a piece of shit. Don't get it twisted. But I think with the weapons he has in Cleveland trying to project this season, but he also didn't have the great season last year. But we've got Russ up there with kind of the similar thing. So that's why I kind of put him around that Russ range. I don't think he's as good. Like, I don't think he's on Trevor Lawrence's level, though. So I think he would have to be a tier below that since this is a tier list. So he's probably in that B range, somewhere in that B row to me.
Yeah, I would put him middle to end of B, and that's just because he had almost 2 years off where he didn't play football, and he played like shit last year. Does he have a good team? Yes. But you can give a good fucking team to Baker Mayfield, and he's still going to be where he's at.
Fair?
Yeah. I mean, I had him originally when I was thinking I had him between like Kirk and Stafford, but Dale, you kind of talked me into upping him
I'm fine with that, honestly, because we got to see it, right? We got to see him. I think I can see him having a better season this year with that Russ being gone more and more reps. But then you see some of those clips where Browns fans are like, oh my gosh, the Bengals wish they had a receiver like that. And it's because he's throwing the ball.
Seriously.
He's not the most accurate guy. Right?
No, he's not.
I put him around Stafford or Carr or even Danny Dimes. He might not be as good as Danny Dimes. I think after the season, we might be moving Justin Fields above some of these guys.
Yeah.
But with him in that range for now. And a little bit of that is when he basically had an MVP season, that 1 year in Houston.
Yeah. All right. Next ones we can go pretty quick.
D.
I don't think Wentz
Darnold's
is
a high
starter.
D. I mean, Wentz is a high D.
We'll just put him there. He had decent, but he's really like basically done. He's kind of like Matt Ryan to me.
Yeah. Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, we'll put him.
You put him
Stroud
after C.J. Stroud.
There, Zach Wilson last.
Come on, man! It's the MILF Hunter. We can't. The MILF Hunter don't get any credit for banging moms.
He can go up in front of
All
Levis.
Right. There we go. We'll put him above Levis. Those two seem like a pair right there. So, do we want to move anybody? Do we want to move any final
Can we move?
spot?
Can we move Goff up just a little bit more?
No, Greg.
No.
I wanted to do it for Greg, and I'm looking at who's above Goff, and I'm like,
He did go to the Super Bowl.
29 TDs last year.
That was just because of Zach Taylor.
Give me Gino's stats, Greg. Give me Gino's stats.
That was Zach Taylor got Goff to the Super Bowl, Greg.
The only one I could see an argument for would be moving back behind Goff, Stafford, or Danny Dimes. That would be the only one I would entertain.
I think that we put Stafford too high for this year.
Agreed.
We're starting to look at it more for this year.
All right.
Yes,
he don't have the weapons. And
Geno Smith had 30 TDs, only 11 interceptions, over 4,000 yards. Okay, so you can't put Goff. All right, I'm cool with Geno Smith over Goff.
But we moved Stafford down below him, Greg.
All right, that's fine.
Technically, we moved up a spot.
All right.
All
right, that's fair.
I think it's good. Now, Russ is the one I'm having a tough time. I'm like, does Russ really deserve to be up there based on that?
Yeah.
It's a big prediction.
Yeah, I can put 2 over Russ. Let's put 2 over Russ, which I don't know.
For whatever reason, I kind of like Dak above Russ, too.
I'm cool with that.
I like Kirk Cousins above Russ. I mean, based on last year.
Russ is going to the bottom.
Yeah, he's on the D now.
Yeah, Russ can still get moved down. I wouldn't complain about that.
Don't move the next one. Fuck the next one.
No,
he can stay right. He can stay
right.
I
think that's better. I don't think Russ should have been at the top of that.
No, that's a lot better.
Hey, Watson should be writing us a thank you letter for fucking at least letting him sit where he's at.
I kind of want to move Tua down 2 spots there. behind Kirk.
Really?
Because it's just because of what I said. Like, we saw Skylar Thompson ball out so much. And I feel like guys like Dak and Kirk have won playoff games, been in the playoffs multiple years.
No, okay.
So, till I see Tua stay healthy enough to do that,
Yeah.
It's hard to put him there. But I think that's solid. So to recap for the podcast listeners, since you can't see this, our very tip-top category, which we could add Hurts and Allen to this, but I'm going to keep them off of it for now. Right. I think there is 2 elite quarterbacks that if you had to say, give me a guy to go in this Super Bowl game, 2 ice-cold killers. But, man, Hurts kind of proved that too. But but Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in the S category, which we don't make this is tier list, whatever. But the S category for tip-top, superior, tier 1, however you want to label it, right? We've got those 2 guys just a tier above everybody else. Below that, we go, tier 2, basically, Jalen Hurts. We've got Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers, which is an interesting one. It's a little bit legacy, but it's a little bit, I think he's going to be rejuvenated going to New York. And New York having quite a bit of weapons for him. Herbert, I could see either that going either way. Mm-hmm. Even Lamar, does Lamar have a bounce back? A lot of his is health, right? If he can be healthy, we know he's a talented guy. His ability to run, and they have tried to add weapons. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham. Whether he can get him the ball, we'll find out. But they have at least went out and proactively got wide receivers for him. Trevor Lawrence, I could see Trevor being in the top 5 at the end of this season. We look back on this and redo this again. I think T-Law could, if he keeps his career trajectory right now, he's a winner. He's been a winner at Clemson. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, real quick pause. So Ken had pointed this out. That's what I was looking at. In all of S and A tier, we have 1 NFC quarterback, and that's Hurts.
That's the way
AFC is
that's the way it should be.
That's what I said with Aaron Rodgers. He should have stayed in the NFC if he wants to win.
No kidding.
AFC is loaded. You want to get to the Super Bowl and you can pick your team pretty much and try to go somewhere. You should have went NFC.
You got to play Josh Allen twice.
I think that kind of went into then our tier 3 where I bumped up Dak and I bumped up Kirk because you could see those teams winning some playoff games because they're our next NFC guys, right?
Yeah.
So, but Hurts, clearly, once again, Philly, I think, has got to be the odds-on favorite to make it to the Super Bowl again.
Easy favorite.
But then you've got, and that's so with Dak and Kirk, and then after them, who's the next NFC guy after that even? Because we got Tua and Russ and Sexual Predator.
Derek Carr.
Carr.
Because Carr's in New Orleans now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but, you're man, your NFC guys, Danny Dimes, Justin Fields.
Well, you got to run on
Carr,
NFC
Kirk
after
Cousins,
that.
Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. But
you got to run on NFC after Watson.
Because it's a bunch of mid,
Yeah.
But like Joe said with that top, so that's in those top 2 categories, 7 out of 8 guys, AFC quarterbacks.
Yep.
And what if Russ or Sexual Predator make a leap or Tua? That's 3 more guys that you could say they could end up being, right there in that top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL.
I think Fields for the NFC could be the guy that could make the leap into A this year.
Yeah, well, his running, and that's and Greg, you weren't really high on him starting this list, and then when you looked up his rushing, and Ken tossed out how he set an NFL record for.
No, it Fields I didn't really pay that much attention because honestly, when I saw the rush, I'm like, holy crap! With nothing he had, and then now that he has some talent around him, he could.
Yeah, he was running for his life all year.
He could. I'll tell you what, he could come out this season and do better than Hurts did last year.
He's
got that kind of.
I don't know about that. Well, poor shot.
They were getting ready to get rid of Hurts.
The difference, I think, is the defense there that also makes Philly so good is their defensive line. And they went out and were able to land Jalen Carter at pick 9 or 10. Just ridiculous after losing Hargrave that they landed a top 2 or 3 player in this draft. So their D-line is still stacked. And I don't think the Bears have the defense. And that does end up mattering for your quarterback, if the defense is getting you the ball, more opportunities, or I think Fields is going to have to really maximize. He might have to win shootouts with their defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
That might be the only thing holding him back compared to Hurts. But it's not about like talent-wise. Yeah, I think talent-wise, he wouldn't be far off. Like if you put Fields on Philly's team with A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert and their weapons as well, Devontae Smith, could he, would he be really, really good? Probably. Probably a lot better than Chicago.
Definitely.
Is there any other quarterbacks on that list that you guys feel this way if they were in a better system that would help move them up? That we just kind of look at the mid tiers.
I mean, it seems pretty solid to me.
Pretty much are what they are for the most part. Fields is the biggest one, I think. And then our rookies, right? The rookies are going to be
the rookies.
Got to evaluate that later.
Hey, one of these rookies might come out and be an S next year. Who knows? Doubt it. Maybe. Doubt it.
Never know.
But
it happens.
It's possible.
I thought that was a fun little exercise, and especially not having, mandatory minicamp starting till tomorrow to really talk about. So on Wednesday we should have hopefully some stuff we'll have stuff to talk about. We'll have who showed up, who didn't show up.
Yep.
Hey, that was fun, and we fucking blew the doors off our 10 minutes of content.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
man,
that gives us so much more time. We covered our all of our content time for the week on a Monday.
That's what I'm saying. The rest of the week we can just bullshit.
We can talk about
all bullshit.
Hall pass list.
Yes, right.
Like nicest dance moves from a music video you've ever seen.
I thought you were gonna say.
Yep. Favorite music video from the 80s. Whatever.
I was gonna say nicest like dick or something.
Tits. Tits.
Because it started with a D. I was like,
D's nuts.
Yeah, guys, that was fun, man. Appreciate everybody that helped us out in the chat too. Greg, it's sometimes hard to do these with Greg because he doesn't let you get a clear thought on even your own thoughts before he's just yelling at you to move people up.
Move golf up!
Move golf up, you sons of bitches, or I will jump through this screen and kill you.
Put some respect on golf's fucking name.
Fuck yeah, bitch. But no. I got an announcement to make. Bengals, whatever next giveaway is going to be, I got this, wherever you guys decide. I got this thing signed by Kenny Anderson. Kenny stayed drinking at the Jungle to the Hall, which was awesome, by the way, Saturday. So whatever you decide, this will be for a giveaway for the future on Bengals and Brews.
Which we'll see about that. But thank you, Greg, for that. That will be a cool little giveaway. We'll do something, Maybe we do whatever you want to do with it, Greg. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, you guys figure it out.
It'll be here we'll wait a few weeks or so because right now we're trying to still focus on the Cincy hat thing. So, Joe, you want to tell everybody about that real quick?
Yeah, we have a signed hat by a Cincy hat. I wish I had the picture ready to go.
Do you have? I think Chop has the hat.
Oh, you have it right there?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me reach in my sack.
Yeah, pop it up there. So if you make a donation on the cincyhat.com, there's the hat right there, or you buy a hat.
Signed by Ted Karras. Who Day? Ted Karras, 64.
You'll be entered into a drawing for that hat, and we're working. Hopefully, we'll even have Ted on to do the giveaway. That's still up in the air. He said he wants to come on the show.
Emojis.
I saw that.
My DMs, I got heart emojis about them coming on. So that's a positive step.
Yeah.
And poor Chuck talked and he said he would. So
he acted excited about it. He was shocked he hadn't been on the show, and he was like, "Hell yeah, I'll be on the show."
Yep. So once you make your donation or make your purchase, DM the Bengals and Brews account with a screenshot. And Dale's keeping track of all those.
Yeah, we've got, I think, about which Chop, you're not eligible to win.
I know. Hey,
but
I bought one anyway.
Exactly, and I may buy one as well.
Let me just say this.
I'm just letting you guys know if we buy one, we're not. But I did put that down because we're still putting a list of the donation as part of the donations toward this. So right now we have 6 total. We had a $25 donation from Darth Bengal. Philip Smith bought a $35 hat. And this don't count taxes and shipping. I just
sure.
the cost of the item. Lauren Pabst, the $145 merch order. So that was a big order. You get those shirts there and some hats. They got shirts on there too. That if you're wanting one of those shirts, obviously that counts too. It doesn't have to be a hat, but Mike Kohler, just a $25 donation. Dusty Langley, who does the Bengals Army show. If you guys haven't checked that out, check that out if you get a chance. $35 hat purchase. And then Chris Mertens, no one's ever heard of that guy.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Sounds like an asshole.
Sounds like that guy. What's that male underwear model guy?
Sounds like a fucking nerd to me.
Yeah, dickhead.
It's pork chop.
Hey, but let me tell you something, man. I went and bought a hat. I can't enter to win a hat, but this is a great charity. Okay, so if people don't know about Ted Karras' charity, what he does is this charity takes care of adults that suffer from autism and Down syndrome. So I have a grandson. He's going to be 6, right? Maybe he's going to be 7. I have a grandson. He's young, and he has autism. And so a lot of times I wonder, like, when he's an adult, you know, how's he going to get taken care of? And Teddy Karras that's what he does with his charity.
Yep.
So this is something that's real close to me, you know, because it hits me right at home. And I do wonder that, you know, like, because I'm not going to outlive my grandson. And my kids might not. They're probably not going to outlive my grandson.
Know, right? You just never know in life.
You never know, man. And that's a horrible thing to think about, you know, when you got someone in your family like that, who's going to take care of them when you're not around. And so this is what Ted Karras' charity does. So it's really special.
Yeah, and it's all proceeds to Village of Marici. And I know, like, they've been able to expand that and add, like, through doing this stuff, they've been able to expand, and that allows them to help take care of even more people. And having that, and those people, you know, Ted, it's very close to him. It's very close to Matt, who does the Cincy hat. You know, we've had Matt on if you want more of his story. I think, Greg, you guys had him on Rally Around the Natty. So anybody that wants to check out those interviews to know more about it without us sitting here telling their stories, you know, listen to them actually tell them. But good people, and you see them, and it gives them, those adults are working and help filling the hat orders, and they have fun doing that. And it's, you know, it's meaningful and it's great, and they're happy. And I know they brought a lot of them been able to come to Bengals games and things like that. So just everything they're doing with that is fantastic. And, you know, it's our way of helping that out. And then it also hopefully will help us out in being able to get somebody like Ted Karras to come on. You know, you guys will hopefully get your questions in with them if we have time. Just depends how long we'll have them. And you'll also have a chance to win the autographed hat, you know, that Chop so generously got autographed down there at the event. So we really appreciate it, guys. And, you know, like I said, a minimum of $10 donation that is set by them. You know, that's their minimum donation amount. Now, we've had people donate $25. Thank you. You know, that's awesome. Or if you do want to buy a hat, the hats are $35 plus your tax and your shipping, whatever that cost ends up being. But you can buy a hat, and that counts because there's still all the profits of that. It all goes to the same place. So it's all going to the same cost. So whatever you want to do, you want to buy something with it, you want to do a donation. Either way, it's appreciated. I know it's appreciated by Ted and Matt and the Cincy hat, and it's appreciated by us. So I love you guys. Has anybody got anything else? I know, Greg, I know you got Rally tonight if you want to mention your guest for that.
We do not have Rally, but tomorrow night we got a special guest, former Bengals offensive line coach in the 80s, early 90s, Jim McNally will be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I believe. You're definitely going to want to see this. Great offensive line-minded coach, and I think he's a consultant.
Hey, he gets up and does the video. I see him still getting up and moving around in his bedroom.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm excited for this one tomorrow, big time. Also, me and Pork Chop attended Jungle. Those of you that attended Jungle the Hall weekend, I think Pork Chop, you and I can boast about just great turnout. Bunch of people showed up. Just trying to get
you've been there the last few years, right? So
I was there.
Grow, right?
Oh no,
I know you were there last year.
I was not there for Canton, but I was there last year at a bar. But I mean, you want to talk about grow? It went from like right here to up here. I mean, it just expanded.
Greg's got good luck down there. He wins jerseys every year.
No. So last second, for those of you who don't know, last year I bought like one ticket. I won like a signed Chad Johnson jersey, and then this year at the last second, right out the door, I'm like, I'll just wear the Ken Riley jersey since he got in the Hall of Fame. And they're like, anybody wearing a Ken Riley jersey? I just raised my hand like, come on up here, get your T. Higgins jersey. What? I was in shock, man. I was in total shock. I'm like,
I love it, man. Greg. It's good luck, man. Good things happen to good people a lot of times, Greg.
I don't know about that, but
thanks, guys. I appreciate all the kind words here.
Yeah, that was awesome. Sorry. Thanks, Ken. Brad Robbins mustache ride shirt. That is coming.
It's going to be coming right here. This is the merch store. You can go.
I think the link is in the description. I don't know. When Dale sets up the shows, I don't think he's putting the link in. So maybe I'll have to go back and
do that.
Hey, look at Greg's wearing a Chuck Sizzle shirt.
Yeah, it's but the link is.
Hey, look, they're wearing them. Models.
But it is very easy to remember. It is Bengals and Brews spelled out, and is spelled out as well. .sellfy SELLFY.store. Bengals and Brews .sellfy.store. So you can remember that. You can go to our Twitter. It's always right there.
There's a link on the
There's
Twitter.
direct links for some of the shirts, but even if you click that, and then you can go to the rest of the shirts if you don't want that shirt. We got tons of different merch, hats, shirts for women, hats for women.
Got koozies.
Koozies still up there that can be shipped out. So and the mustache rides, that's going to be fun, and we're gonna find a way to hopefully do some of that profits. Talk to Brad, and even maybe it's he mentioned that family of one of his friends. So maybe there. I was thinking, maybe if that family needs some financial help directly, that we can give the donation to that family directly. Even is what I was thinking with that. So. But yeah, mustache rides. We didn't know how that was going to go, me and Joe, but man, Pork Chop is really hoping.
Right. I was ready for it, man. I knew that guy was going to be okay with it.
I still got to watch that back and see.
That was my favorite part. I specifically, I wanted to show it to my wife, and I found that part of the show. I showed it to her. He's just like, you guys do whatever you want. And then he said, I'm not going to sue you or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
That's a legally binding contract right there.
Yeah, that works for us. But,
I can't wait to see once Joe puts his tweaks on it. What it looks like.
I'm working on it right now.
I can't wait.
Joe always spices things up for us. But
let me know as soon as it goes up because I want to buy the first one.
I'll make sure you like it before I
make sure they come in 5X because I'm fat as hell. Some of the shirts on the store come in 5X, like the orange ones don't. So
it depends on the color.
The black ones, they come in my size. They come in
black ones
size.
and the white ones do. The rest of the colors are hit or miss.
Mostly 4X though. You can pretty much so you can be fat as hell. You just can't be fatter than hell.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here on Wednesday at 3:30.
Good day, everyone.